Hey, how's it going, everyone? I hope you all are having an amazing day. First of all, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for the big old 1K. That is a monstrous deal that I plan to thank you guys for the years to come. But for this video and for this specific video, I grabbed some of my favorite creators and some people I talk to occasionally in the manga community. At least I would reply back to my messages. You know what I'm saying? Not like I'm salty or nothing, but, but I digress. I want to thank the individuals that decided to say yes to this video and decide to collab with me. It brings me immense joy to think that those people would like to collab with me. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I'm not going to spoil who's in this video, but I'll leave all their links down in the description. So you probably already spoiled yourself. But I want to thank those individuals for coming on, and I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I keep saying this for the big old 1K. It's a number I never thought I'd hit. I still look at it and it's like, it don't look real. It really don't look real. I'm gonna make a whole video on this topic in the coming weeks, but the topic for this video is, let's take your beloved manga collection and let's say it disappears. What are some series you would and wouldn't buy again? I think that's a great topic. I think I'm a mastermind. I think I'm smart as hell. I think I'm beautiful. I think I'm gorgeous. But yeah, I took that topic and I sent it out to them. And let's see what they said. Let's see what kind of manga they would and wouldn't pick back up. But yeah, I want to thank you guys again so much for this monumental occasion. Without you guys, this wouldn't have been possible. It really wouldn't have. So thank you all. I'm gonna thank you guys for the videos to come, and hopefully we can hit the big old 2K, maybe 150, maybe big old 50, you know what I'm saying? The big old 50, maybe the old 1600, maybe the old 1100. First, we gotta celebrate 1,000 though. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the absolute world to me. Yes, I'm not on my main camera. I'm just filming a little intro, and I don't want to whip my whole camera out, just film a little intro. But you know, that's how I be. That's how I do. You know, suck it up. You know. Thank you guys all so much. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. Take it away, friends.
Hello all of my otaku friends, my name is Profitaku and welcome back to not my channel. I was asked the question, if your manga collection were to disappear tomorrow, what manga would you pick up again and what manga would you never pick up? And for the series that I would pick up again, no regrets, no hesitation, is this out of print series, Great Teacher Onizuka. The story follows our 22-year-old former delinquent Ikichi Onizuka as he decides to go into the teaching profession and impose his morality or lack of morality on young high schoolers. It is an absolutely hilarious manga. The cast of characters are fantastic and every arc is so different and unique, but what I love about this series is that it's a great glimpse into the educational system in Japan, the pressures that it imposes upon students, but also what Onizuka does to try to fight against that curve and actually try to put an impression on these kids. It's a phenomenal manga, one that I really respect as an educator, but a very fun ride along the way. And for the manga that I would never pick up again, it's actually a whole category, all of my Shonen Jump manga. And the only reason why is that I wish I had explored digital manga earlier. I have no desire to pick up Shonen Jump manga physically as my tastes have changed. I've realized that Shonen Jump manga is not necessarily something that I want to collect physically in my collection, so if I could just get rid of all of it, I absolutely would. So thanks so much to Plasm for inviting me for the collab. Have a great rest of your day and keep reading some manga.
Hi everyone, so if you don't know, I am Tony. My channel is called Tony's Manga, and first of all, I just want to say congratulations to Plasm for 1,000 subscribers. That's a really huge milestone to hit, and I know from experience it takes a lot of work to get that many subscribers on MangaTube, so congratulations. So when I first heard this prompt, I was very excited because recently I've been thinking a lot about something like this. What would happen if my entire manga collection disappeared, either through magical circumstances or something more realistic like damage in some way? And I was thinking, would I even collect manga anymore after that? And probably I would definitely rebuy some series, but how many is the question. I definitely wouldn't have a collection as big as this, but there are of course some series that I feel like I need to have in my collection just for rereadability's sake. And the first one's going to be no surprise to anybody who has watched my channel for pretty much any amount of time. and that is, of course, Slam Dunk. This is the series that I've reread the most. I've read this 3 times, all the way through its entirety. It is in my top 2 favorite manga. It might even be number 1. I still am not sure. But obviously, I really, really love this manga, so I would have to buy it again in order to reread it. There are no digital versions of this. I'm definitely not reading scans of Takiko Inoue's art. That's not happening. So I would have to buy this manga again, even if it's the only manga I ever bought again if my entire collection disappeared. But one more I feel like I would want to buy as well that I read last year is Yotsuba. Whereas Slam Dunk is very exciting and fast-paced, Yotsuba makes you slow down a little bit. It is very, very funny, and I just really love following Yotsuba in her adventures throughout her life. Meeting new people, making new friends, experiencing new things. It's all just really nice to read. So even though I just read the series for the first time last year, I definitely want to reread it in the future, so I would definitely have to buy it again. As for a series I would not buy again, these are both going to be a little controversial, but that's pretty typical for me. Firstly, iShield21. Obviously, I would not buy it again because the secondhand prices for this manga are crazy right now. I got really lucky when I bought this set. I have the complete set. I got it for a very good deal, and pretty much right after that, the price started going very, very high very quickly. So obviously just for the price point, I wouldn't rebuy it. But also, I've read iShield21, and it is not my favorite sports manga. I don't even think it's top 5. And I've read quite a few sports manga. The only reason it stays in my collection at the moment is because there is no digital version. Again, I don't like to read scans, especially of like action-focused series. I don't even know if the entire series is available in scans anyway. But just for my potential reread, it has to stay on my shelves for now. Probably I'm just going to reread it one time and then make the final decision whether to keep it or unhaul it. But if my entire collection disappeared, there's no way this is one that would be returning. And lastly, might be one that is even more surprising. I feel like this is a series that people say is required in every manga collector's collection, but I don't think any series should be called required. But the other series that I probably would not buy again if my entire collection disappeared is Monster. I have read Monster. I enjoyed Monster. At the time, I feel like the middle is a little bit shaky, but I enjoyed my time with Monster. I don't think I enjoyed it enough to go out and buy it again. Because it's on my shelves, I have the potential to reread it. I'm interested in rereading it in the future, but I don't think I'm interested enough to go and spend money on it again. So not like super strong feelings about, oh, I really dislike Monster and I wouldn't want to buy it again. That's not the case. Just if there are 2 categories of series I definitely need in my collection and series I could live without, Monster is the latter for me personally. So yeah, those were my picks. A really fun prompt, and congratulations again for 1,000 subscribers.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Blue Tempest here. And if my collection were to just magically disappear, which manga series would I actually want to purchase again, and which ones wouldn't I? But before we get into the answer to that question, I do want to thank the homie Plasm's Manga for having me on this video, and I also want to congratulate him for hitting 1,000 subscribers. I have seen this dude grind for years, and I'm so glad that he has finally hit this milestone. So huge congrats. If you're watching this video and aren't subscribed to him, make sure to do so, and you could also, check out my channel as well. But back to the question at hand. Yeah, when Plasm asked me this, I thought it was a really great question. I had to think about it for a bit because I think if my manga collection were to disappear, that would kind of be the end of me having a manga collection this big. I don't know if I would be able to buy everything all over again, but I did choose 5 series that I think I would focus on trying to get back into my collection. The first of those being Hunter x Hunter. This series is 37 volumes and counting, so it would be a lot to try to collect again, but this is one of my favorite series of all time. So this will always be in the collection regardless, and it's also still in print. I don't know how hard some of the volumes are to find these days, but I think I would be able to make it happen for Hunter x Hunter. But another series that I would want to rebuy would be Dorohedoro, another one of my favorites. I'm pretty sure this is still in print as well, and yeah, just a really nice set to have in the collection. Another series is Land of the Lustrous. This one's also pretty readily available in print, so I don't think I'd have much trouble adding this one back into the collection. And then, of course, Good Night Poon Poon. This is a personal favorite of mine, so I just would have to have this one again. And the same goes to The Flowers of Evil. This is a series that I just will not shut up about, and I think this might be the first manga that I would try to rebuy, especially because of how easy it would be to collect. It's only 4 omnibuses. Unfortunately, I probably wouldn't be able to get my set of the singles for Flowers of Evil again, because even when I was collecting these singles, it was really hard to find. And yeah, I think this is just a really expensive set of manga these days, so yeah, I don't know about this one. And unfortunately, I think the same could be said about my set of Zatch Bell, which you see up here in the corner. I do have that complete, and I definitely won't be able to find a deal as good as the one that I got when I purchased that set. But you know what? I can take that L if it means I could still collect these 5 series. So yeah, those are the manga that I would get if my collection were to just vanish out of the blue. So yeah, I do want to say thanks again to Plasms for having me on this video. And again, congrats for hitting 1,000 subscribers. Peace.
What's up guys, it's me Jake here, and I just want to give out a huge congrats to one of my best friends on YouTube for a really long time, Plasms. He's been working his butt off for years, and he finally hit 1K subs, so I'm very proud of him, and I'm very happy that he asked me to join this video about manga I would rebuy or not if my manga collection were to disappear. So let's get straight into it. Now, for manga that I would buy, so I would say that if you knew me from a bajillion years ago when I still uploaded, which don't worry, I'm gonna come back soon, I would just say One Piece and Berserk instantly. I just would, but I'm not gonna go into that. I'm gonna go into other series because I feel like that for me is too obvious. So to start off, Happiness. This is one of my favorite Shuzo works. It's probably my second favorite behind Flowers of Evil, but I would rebuy this one because this is the one that got me into Shuzo, so I have a lot of nostalgia for this series. I think it's great, and I think if you're looking for like a vampire short 10-volume series that you can read in like 3 hours, this is it. It's an amazing series. I would wait for it to go on sale because of how fast of a read it is, but this is an amazing series. I love it. Its art is amazing, and I highly recommend this one. Next up, in my hiatus, I read this, and it's probably became my favorite rom-com ever. That's My Little Monster. This series is phenomenal. If you've not read it yet, I highly recommend My Little Monster. It's 13 volumes. The last volume is like half of the epilogue, and then that other half is just like kind of a guidebook like other manga have, like Naruto, Berserk, all of them have their official guidebooks. It's kind of like that. But I say it's an amazing read. It is kind of wordy, so it's the opposite of Happiness in terms of that, but I definitely highly recommend this one. It's very fun and very enjoyable and definitely worth the read. And the last one that I would recommend to buy and I would read by myself is one that I've been hyping up since the first ever video on my channel, My Hero Vigilantes. This is a manga that I've been on the hype train since around like volume 5 came out in English, and I've put a lot of people onto the series. This is one I love to death, and I'm really sad that it had to end at volume 15. I actually currently don't even own volume 15 yet because I'm too sad about it, but I've got to say, this is one I highly recommend, and I just love to death. Now, for the 3 that I wouldn't rebuy. To start off, I have Taboo Tattoo. When I read this, I didn't understand what was going on. This was one of the most confusing manga I have ever read. And to be honest, I don't think I would ever want to reread it or even give it another try because I couldn't understand what was going on. Now, this might be your cup of tea. You might enjoy this. I mean, this might even be your favorite manga. But for me, I didn't enjoy this, and I'm probably never going to buy another volume of this again. Next up in manga that I wouldn't rebuy is one I bought volume 1 of, read volume 1 of, then found out it got canceled. Juana and the Dragonute Seven Kingdoms. This volume hyped up a world that could have easily been a 10 to 15 volume adventure series, and it kind of mimics kind of that Somali and the Forest Spirit or whatever series, and that vibe was just great. The art in this is amazing, but it got canceled and it's only 3 volumes, and with the world that they hyped up in this, it's just really hard to want to rebuy this or even read more of it because it just built something that you know cannot be finished, and that just pains me to even think about. So I would just never rebuy this purely for that fact. And lastly, on manga that I would never rebuy, because this one is just a pain. Today's menu at the NBA family. I don't talk about it much, but I am a pretty big Fate fan. I don't really bring it up much, but when it comes to this, I waited like 3 years for a volume. I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to wait for the hiatuses. I'm not going to wait for that. It's just not for me. I'm not going to rebuy something that only has 4 volumes or 5 volumes at this point, and you have to wait like 4 years in between. Just not me. It's just not me at all, and I can't do that. So I wouldn't rebuy this. I think it's fun. I think it's a good manga. I even think the anime is good because I watched a couple episodes of it. But truthfully, I don't think I would rebuy this purely for the fact that I would have to wait years just for another volume to come out. And that's it for the manga that I would rebuy and I wouldn't rebuy if my manga collection were to disappear. I just want to say shout out to Plam, thank you for having me on here, and congrats again. You deserve it, man. Your quality is amazing. Everything's amazing in your channel. You're a great guy, and you deserve all the happy things on this channel. So congrats, man. You really deserve it.
Okay, I was asked if my collection disappeared tomorrow. Is there any manga I would buy again, or is there manga I would never buy again? If you mean disappeared by like fire or catastrophe, I'd buy it all again because it's insured. I'm assuming you mean snappity goodbye, disappears into the aether. Yes, there are manga I would 1,000,000,000% buy again, and there is tons of manga that I would either never buy again, or they would be so low on the totem pole, they'd never get bought. So first things first, I do have one manga here, this One Piece Volume 1. So that one, if that disappeared, I would want to buy it again, but I cannot. That is one I would never be able to buy again. That book was in a bookstore, so it's the personal. I know I can go buy a zillion One Piece Volume 1s, even in the foil, but that is the one I picked up. To give you a quick idea of manga I would buy again, so let me show you. Hunter x Hunter, I would get that again. My wife would get Yona again. Kimi ni Todake, very special series, one of the best shoujos ever written. My wife would get that again. Sailor Moon, nostalgia. Though I'm seeing tons of series which I love, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I would not buy a lot of these again. If I didn't have the money or something, it would not be a priority. Golden Kamuy, I love it. I would love to own it again, but it wouldn't be on the top of my list. Fist of the North Star, I think I would buy that again. That would be higher on the list. It's so good and ongoing, obviously. JoJo's, 100%, I would buy that again. Blade of the Immortals, in these Omnis or in the Deluxes, I would get that again. My wife would definitely get Snow White with red hair again, and then obviously we would grab the Uno piece, gotta grab those, and then maybe some here and there that really touched us. My Love Story, definitely grabbing that again, or like Land of the Lustrous, definitely getting that. Magus of the Library, that's one you can't live without. But I'm seeing plenty of ones here that I'd be like, I'm not gonna buy again. Maybe I'd finish online or something. Like Kaiju number 8, I would just maybe not buy that again. Ice Blade Sorcerer, I mean, there's just so many, and that's just tip of the iceberg, people. There's so much manga. I mean, I just showed you less than half of my collection, so there is tons and tons which I would never get again. I'm sure. I am absolutely sure. And then there's tons I would probably get again, maybe in a heartbeat, and then some slowly over time. But thank you to Plasm's Manga, my boy, for letting me be a part of the celebration of him hitting 1,000 subs. Congratulations, you deserve it, and so much more. So with that being said, I'll see you all next time.
So if my manga collection were to just disappear tomorrow, what would be the series I would choose to collect and choose not to collect? First of all, this is an absolutely terrifying prompt, but I do like it because it makes you think about, if I didn't have this luxury of having all these bookshelves full of manga, which ones would I value having the most? And I think my answer for which series I would recollect right away would be all of my imprint 10 out of 10 manga series. So we have things here like Osamu Tezuka's Message to Adolf, we have Berserk, of course, you know, series like Erased, Vinland Saga, and even A Bride's Story I have back here, all masterpiece 10 out of 10 series for me that you can go out and buy for retail right now. But then on the flip side of this, the series I think I would choose not to collect, or at the very least hold off on, are some of my rarest series that I would have lost in this hypothetical, like my full set of Gantz singles, which is my favorite series of all time. Other series I love, like Edith's and Endless World, you know, I love these series so much, but collecting them in today's current manga market would be next to impossible. I guess impossible isn't really the right word, but it would be so expensive to piece together or just buy a complete set of Gantz or Eden's Endless World. And the reason these series are even in my collection is that I got into them, years ago when it was a lot more affordable, though still expensive, but a lot cheaper to have them. So even though I love these series so much, equally, if not more than some of the other manga series I just mentioned, I would buy right away. Just being so out of print and expensive is definitely something that would make me not want to pick them up and probably just wait for a re-release, hopefully down the road. Against Lux's, I'm looking at you. But those are my picks for today's video. Thank you, Plasm, for having me on the video today. Hope y'all watching. Have a great one.